Well, it's a good evening. Tonight I'm in Cleethorpes at St Peter's Church, which is behind me. I was here a few years ago. It is on an earlier Barefoot blog, I think number 8. It's like a few years ago, so if you wanted to watch that, I'll put the link in the description. But obviously I'm a bit more knowledgeable about churches and symbolism and so forth, so let's go check it out. Shame it isn't open. It's very busy here in Cleethorpes. Obviously you've got St Peter's Avenue down here. So if you hear a lot of cars, I forgot my earbuds today, so please excuse the noise. Obviously we've got like earlier remnants of the obelisk of the crosses. Some of the older sites that I have been down have been desecrated in ancient times, whether it was the Vikings or the Normans, where they've smashed the cross in half and it has left the remnants. But again, where I've mentioned it is a replica of the ancient Indian symbolism of the Shiva Lingam and the divine male energies. Obviously your male energies in this case is Lord Jesus Christ. This church is very interesting. To the untrained eye, you would think it's very ancient, but it was built in the mid-1800s when Cleethorpes obviously was booming. There was a lot of settled around. You've got like the town centre is down there. The beach is just over them houses. Humberston's towards that way, and the Beachcomber, the leisure centre is over there. But yeah, this church is a very good replica. It reminds me of architecture and sandstone from Lancashire, so I don't know if it was imported. I'll have to check that out for certain. Well, they've done a phenomenal job. Actually, you got the Gothic and medieval era, Renaissance. Not a bad effort there. So we'll go walk round and we'll check it out. So during the 1800s, I think it's 1860s. The Reverend William Price Jones, he was only 29, and Cleethorpes was called Clee-cum-Cleethorpes then. And he obviously wanted to bring the Church of England to his community here. So he had this, he had permission off the Church of England and the Methodist Church. And then on August the 2nd, 1864, the foundation stone was laid here that housed around 400 people. And the cornerstone was laid by a gentleman who's had very strong links to the area, Alexander Grant Thorold of Wheelsby House. So I'll go round Wheelsby House at a later date. So peaceful here. Obviously this was, it wasn't all like this as it was. There was an Oole road and it was a thoroughfare, there was fields all around. And then this became, Oole road became St Peter's Avenue, St Peter's, then eventually, St Peter's Road and eventually, sorry, St Peter's Avenue. So the Bishop of Lincoln consecrated the church in 1866. And then the tower, believing that day would have been a lot of money, was £850 to complete the tower, which was later added. We'll go round and see the tower. So Cleethorpes. Like Cleethorpes wasn't Cleethorpes before. It was 3 little villages of Itterby, Oole and Thrunscoe, which is, if not anyone knew that before, it's quite interesting. And obviously Clee means clay, and then Thorpes means like villages or settlements. So like Norse came from Nordic, the French. It's gone a bit gloomy. It was sunny when I came out, but I've got here. Unfortunately, it's gone very cloudy. It's not been the best of weeks, which is a shame. Obviously, Cleethorpes is another site with significant history, with dating back to settlements to the Neolithic and the Bronze Age era. Obviously, the Danes came and settled here after ransacking through local villages and churches, and they did settle on the east coast throughout England in the 9th century. Beautiful roses. Obviously, they knew about this protection of trees. Trees are laid round the edges of the church. And they've done a fantastic job, you know, at being in touch with our ancient past and traditions. In 2016 marked the 150th anniversary of this church. These are remarkable. So it does definitely remind me of like Lancashire stonework, stonemasonry. There is some headstones up here. We'll go have a look. Oh, what a mixed June we had. Lovely heat wave, and then it's got a bit of thundering and lightning, and it's a bit grey today. Mixed spells. But even though I can feel the energy, the electromagnetic energy, it's in abundance with the clouds and the earth. So when this church was built in the Victorian age, I've had some gravestones laid. I'm not sure if there's any remains in there. I'm stepping back. But these would have been the first funerals of the new church back in the day, which is very interesting. 1877, so not long. Mr. John Henry there. Is that a bell, compass, set square, bit Masonic-y? Some broken headstones, they look a lot older. So I'm not sure if this was built on an original site. I'd have to go on land charter records and do a follow-up video. This symbol we've seen throughout other churches in the area. With the bull and the cross keys, the hourglass, the beehive, and then supposedly the globe or the ball with the stigma of Jesus, the heart in his hand, stigmata. Again there, Mr. Charles Jewett. Oh, getting bit again here. Mosquitoes have been forced tonight. You can see him on the camera there. Son of a gun, he bit me again. Come out when it's feeding time frenzy tonight. I had a good run. I was like, oh yeah, I haven't been bit by a mosquito this summer. As soon as I said that, I've been like a mosquito pin cushion. I'm walking with the daisies. So that's very worn. Interesting. Is that crossbones or? It's a bit piratey. Skull and crossbones without the skull. That's like the Lamb of Jesus. Not familiar if I've seen one of them on the recent Barefoot Chronicles videos. Some form of block here. I'll have to bring some like charcoal and pieces of paper to etch over some of these headstones that are very worn. There's again the all-seeing eye, the eye of providence. Another one, I've not seen this one before. It's like a dove again with the eye, all-seeing eye. So obviously they've replicated the archers' windows. They'd been firing archery. Archers would have been at. There we go. St. Peter's Church, Cleethorpes. So it's part of the Church of England, the Diocese of Lincoln. There you got your gargoyles at the top. There's an angel there. The clock is on time as well, which is a good sign. For the fallen soldiers in the First World War. It's the Humberstones, the Grants. I know a few Robinsons as well, if there's any of their relatives. Wow, splendid. So they've done a very great job of replicating the ancient wonders of, you know, the magnitude of construction and architecture. They must have based this church on earlier blueprints of older churches. Well, I think I'll leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this latest edition, and keep an eye on my channel because I'm elevating up a few notches. I'll be finishing off my Souls for Souls campaign, so keep an eye on that in the future. That'll be towards the later end of the year, but over these summer holidays, very exciting prospects. And obviously I've started a new series, Barefoot in Britain. And so yeah, please follow the journey. I'm a few off now, 100. I've nearly got to this 100 mark, so I can do live streams on YouTube. So I can do my Let's Talk About series, which is going to be a podcast talking about various topics. So no, I hope you enjoyed this one. And good day. Remember to take care of yourselves and each other. God bless.